want to organize my chaos. Okay, let's be real. No matter how successful, no matter how famous, no matter who you are in the world, we all have something that is our vice, right? We have chaos in our minds, and sometimes if we do not control them, they control us. In most cases, I think the chaos controls us, and life is a lifelong battle trying to control this chaos. And I think the number one reason why a lot of us aren't successful or never end up doing things that we want to or whatever is because this chaotic mind that is going and going and going, we do not limit and we do not shrink it, and we don't know how to control and organize this chaos. We just let it go. When it starts going, there's no way stopping, right? Like addiction, things that we're addicted to, things that we really love doing. Now, what I like to do is try my best to organize the chaos as a reward. For example, I have a lot of vices. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I love gambling. I spent thousands of dollars just gambling when I shouldn't have, okay? And I had to figure out over the years, what is the right way for me to do it? And I'd like to be proud to say that I've never, ever went over budget when I went to Vegas. I've never, ever withdrew extra money if I lost money from the bank account. And I just said, hey, I'm not touching it. Another thing is drugs. I did a lot of drugs, a lot. Like the only drug that I haven't done was heroin and cocaine and shrooms. I did everything else. Ayahuasca didn't exist back then. So pretty much, I had a lot of experience doing things that might be harmful and self-destructive when uncontrolled, but I had to figure out how to manage and control these things. Some people, they never grow out of it. Some people, they get so deep into it that it ruins their lives. I have a buddy, and I really like this dude, but he had a gambling problem, and he ended up stealing $40,000, $50,000 from my friend's business because he didn't think that he was gonna lose it all. He was on a hot streak. And what gamblers think is when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. You think that it's permanent, right? To this guy's credit, he made $100,000 in a day gambling. This guy also had access to my friend's business because he was a partner. He pulled out the money. He went out to go make some more money, and he did, but he says, let's double down. So he made a couple of $100,000. I saw him in front of my face. I didn't know he was using my friend's money, but I seen this man in 1 hour make $80,000 I was like, this guy, I don't know how he's so freaking rich because he lives with roommates in a 2-bedroom home. I should have seen the signs, right? I should have seen that this person is a complete gambleaholic. But I love the dude. Like he's, aside from his addiction and this problem, I still love the dude. I just can't be around him because he can't control himself. He's a really fun guy, a really, really nice person, and one of the most caring guys that would always look out for everyone around them if it didn't have to do with gambling. He would always feed you. He would always take you out. He would always be there for you if you need someone to talk to or cry about, or he will never do you dirty if it had nothing to do with money. See? So here's the thing. Sometimes the addiction and all of these things, it can hurt people around you. And since he couldn't control his chaos, we had to stop being his friend. He ended up spending all the money. Obviously, he didn't have any money to start from. He lost his whole bankroll. He lost his friend's bankroll. He had to start from scratch. He's indebted. He got sued by the company. We all had to say, sorry, man, we can't be your friend anymore because he didn't organize his chaos. And I know a lot of people like this. Unfortunately, it's hard to move if you're that deep. If your chaos goes that uncontrolled, it's tough. And when I saw that, I was kind of like, well, thanks, man, because I'm starting to see a problem in me. I'm spending way too much time playing poker. One time I spent 72 hours with no sleep up and down the Vegas Strip playing poker. And you know what? I ended up making a couple $1,000s, but it was not freaking worth it. It was fun, but at the end of the day, what am I doing? I need to get back to LA. I need to freaking work on JK stuff. Like, people are relying on me. Like, and I feel like shit. I literally slept like 18 hours to make up for that. It was crazy. But I didn't organize my chaos. So throughout the years, I had to figure out what was going on with me. I love doing these things. It's who I am. But how can I find that good balance? It's all about that discipline, right? I love to travel. But sometimes I love to travel so much where I just want to escape everybody. What am I going to do? I had to figure out a way to make it productive. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take my whole company on all my vacations. Let's do it. Let's make some memories. Let's have fun and create some material. Our first Hawaii trip, we got some sponsorships and everything from a lot of companies, tour companies that got us to swim with sharks and like taught us how to surf, and we got to have fun and we got to make money having fun. But there's so many great things the world has to offer, right? There's like food, there's experiences, there's so many things that can suck you in. And for me, I like to immerse myself. Like I like to go total immersion style. Whatever it is, whether it's hobbies, businesses, I am obsessed. And that becomes another chaos when it's done too much. When I got into martial arts, I'm out here training 4 hours a day and I'm studying and I'm barely doing the minimum stuff that I should be with all my other businesses and whatever, right? Before you know it, 3-4 months pass and I'm like, oh my God, I know how to kick. I know how to kick real good. But what about all this other stuff that I dropped off? I didn't organize my chaos, man. I am being productive, but still, it was an escape. It was something where I didn't balance my life out well. So I had to figure out a happy medium. And it's going to be different for everyone. But I want you to think about it, right? Just pull out your book, and as I'm talking, just start writing all the things that could be chaotic for you. For example, a lot of us do this where we don't time and limit how much YouTube we watch. We go, oh man, this video is dope. Oh, this other video. Oh, I gotta see this other video. Before you know it, you have 10 tabs open because you know you want to see all these other things. And you're watching the video that you're supposed to be watching, but then you're reading the comments and then you're like looking at other titles and you're like, that looks interesting. But are we really getting an effective entertainment experience? I don't know, like it is fun, but we're chasing that rabbit hole, right? Like we might just open up Facebook real quick. Sounds pretty boomer, but you know what I'm saying, right? Whatever it is, Instagram, Twitter, it just might be like, let me check the DMs really quick. Let me just see who's writing shit really quick. Before you know it, you're arguing with an old lady from the Midwest about Obama, Trump, or something else for the last 2 hours. You're never gonna meet this lady ever in your life, but for some reason, you had to prove her right or wrong. You have to prove her wrong. I know it's pretty specific because I did that stupid shit. And me, out of all people, what am I doing? What am I doing? It took me a while to think about, oh, you know what? I'm gonna get her back. I'm gonna get her back. I'm gonna think of some shit right now. When I could be doing $1 million things. What am I doing? I should have organized my damn chaos. This is what I call my Vegas budget, right? So my Vegas budget, it all depends on how much money I'm making every month. So I said, okay, I'm making $30,000 a month. Maybe $1,000 is responsible, right? $30,000, $1,000, it's just enough to make me go, oh my God, I lost $1,000. I just making me feel crazy, right? But it's not too much because if I lost $15,000, I would have been like, that's half of my income. What did I fucking do? And I'll feel bad. But if it's $1,000, I'll go, oh my God, I lost it. But I'll still feel like, it's okay, right? But put it into perspective. Let's say you make $2,000 a month, right? If you take $1,000 to Vegas and you lost it all, that's half your income. Why would you do that? But if you go and you pay, you make $2,000 a month, and then maybe you lost $100. It's still enough to go, oh, fuck, man, that was $50. But then you go, I'll live with that. It's okay. Maybe you'll get over it in a couple days. If you can't get over it, gambling's not for you, my friend. So I have my limits and I have my budget. Everyone has to have their own limits. You want to make sure that it's just enough to make you go, it's satisfying, right? Let's say I'm staying there for 3 days. If my budget is $100, then I divide it by 3, which means every single day I'm allowed to play with $33. If I lose it tomorrow, I lose it. But the thing is, I get to play every single day. If my budget was $100, right? And that's my trip budget, but I wasted all in the first day, I'm going to the bank. I'm gonna chase and get more shit. So I had to figure out what is my trip budget and what is my everyday budget. And you can do this system for a lot of stuff, right? The new season of whatever came out. It's got 12 episodes. You don't want to watch all 12 in one sitting. Each episode is about an hour. You tell yourself, What is the amount? So you're used to binge watching 12 hours in one day, which is pretty much the whole damn day. A lot of us do that. Don't fucking look like there's no one around you, okay? We all do that shit. Now, how much time do you actually have to do this? Maybe 2? But you gotta control yourself. After the second one, you can't go, 1 more! Because that's what we all do, right? So, if there's 12 episodes, each episode is an hour. Can you do this where you do 2 episodes at night before you go to sleep or whatever? You watch the 2 and you go, cool, can't wait for tomorrow. You watch the other 2. You watch the other 2. Maybe a weekend comes and you can do 4. But don't overdo it. You gotta budget it out. And I recommend this for everyone. Find out, number 1, what your chaos is and use it as a way to reward yourself. I like to do it after I did all my stuff. For me, I like to reward myself now with trips, vacations. So as I'm speaking to you guys, I already booked a trip to Rome because that's my reward. Because number 1, I'm finishing this program by this week. I'm only on day 50 something, but it's gonna be done. Not only that, I'm gonna create a new program. Not only that, we're organizing the live event for everyone that's watching. Yes, you, I hope you're there. I hope you're gonna show up because I wanna see you face to face. And on top of that, I'm motivated to finish a lot of other types of goals, right? So I'm manufacturing chaos and I'm organizing the chaos because my chaos is, oh crap, I got 2 weeks to finish all of this stuff. Also, I get the reward because I'm gonna have a week in Europe again and it's gonna be amazing. So organize your chaos by making them your reward. Let it be controlled by you. Don't let it control you.